Jacob Fatu just stabbed his own family in the back. While Roman Reigns was pouring his heart out in an emotional message trying to keep the bloodline together after the Usos' crushing defeat, the Samoan werewolf was plotting the most brutal betrayal in wrestling history. What Jacob revealed in his explosive interview about Roman's leadership and the Usos' loyalty is so shocking and disrespectful that it's going to tear apart the most powerful dynasty in sports entertainment forever. And when you hear what he said about Roman being a fake chief, you're going to be absolutely furious. The timing of Jacob's interview couldn't have been more calculated and cruel. Just hours after the Usos lost their momentum in a devastating defeat that left the entire WWE universe questioning the Bloodline's dominance, Roman posted an emotional message on social media trying to rally his family and show unity during their darkest hour. Instead of supporting his tribal chief, Jacob chose that exact moment to launch a character assassination so vicious that it's going to destroy everything the Bloodline has built. Roman talks about being the head of this family, but where was he when we needed him most? Jacob's words cut through the wrestling world like a chainsaw, and the pure venom in his voice made it clear this wasn't just disappointment, this was years of bottled-up resentment finally exploding in the most public and humiliating way possible. The fact that he chose to air these grievances on a wrestling podcast rather than handling them privately shows just how much he wanted to damage Roman's reputation. But that explosive opening was just the beginning of Jacob's systematic destruction of Roman's character and leadership. He went on to reveal private conversations where Roman allegedly admitted he was jealous of the Usos' natural chemistry with each other and their ability to get organic crowd reactions without relying on WWE's corporate push. According to Jacob, Roman has been secretly undermining his own cousins because he couldn't handle sharing the spotlight with anyone in his own family. The most devastating revelation came when Jacob accused Roman of being the one who suggested booking decisions that made the Usos look weak and subordinate to protect his own position as the undisputed star of the Bloodline. Jacob claimed that Roman would agree to storylines that hurt his cousin's individual credibility as long as it served his character development, essentially sacrificing family loyalty for personal advancement. He calls himself the tribal chief, but a real chief protects his tribe. He doesn't throw them under the bus for his own benefit. Jacob's criticism was so personal and specific that it had to be based on real behind-the-scenes incidents that had been building resentment for months. The level of detail he provided about Roman's alleged selfishness suggests this betrayal has been planned for a long time. What makes Jacob's attack so much more infuriating is how it completely contradicts the public image Roman has carefully cultivated as a family-first leader who puts the Bloodline above his own interests. Jacob's revelations paint a picture of someone who has been manipulating his family relationships for career advancement while presenting himself as the loyal protector of their dynasty's legacy. The psychological warfare Jacob employed in this interview was absolutely masterful and cruel. He didn't just criticize Roman's booking or creative decisions, he attacked his character, his integrity, and his right to call himself the head of their family's wrestling legacy. The personal nature of these accusations crosses every line of family loyalty and professional respect that exists in the wrestling business. Jacob's comments about Roman's emotional social media message were particularly brutal and designed to humiliate the tribal chief in front of the entire wrestling world. He called Roman's post performative leadership and suggested that his cousin was only showing concern for the Usos because their struggles made him look bad as the supposed head of their faction. The implication was clear: Roman's public support was fake and motivated by self-preservation rather than genuine care. The interview revealed that Jacob has been documenting Roman's alleged betrayals for months, collecting evidence, and building a case against his cousin's leadership that goes far beyond typical family disagreements. He detailed specific instances where Roman reportedly refused to use his backstage influence to help the Usos with booking decisions, choosing instead to focus on protecting his own position within WWE's hierarchy. But the most shocking part of Jacob's betrayal was when he questioned whether Roman had ever truly earned his position as tribal chief or if it was simply handed to him by WWE management because he fit their corporate image better than other family members. Jacob pointed out that he had achieved success across multiple promotions without corporate protection, while Roman's entire main event run had been built on WWE's manufactured push rather than organic fan support. The reaction from other members of the Bloodline to Jacob's public betrayal has been swift and devastating. Sources close to the family report that Roman is absolutely destroyed emotionally and feels completely blindsided by someone he trusted and welcomed into their wrestling dynasty. The psychological damage from this attack may be impossible for Roman to overcome, especially since it came from his own family during a moment of vulnerability. Meanwhile, the Usos have reportedly been caught in an impossible situation, with both Roman and Jacob demanding they choose sides in what's becoming an increasingly personal and ugly family war. The pressure on Jimmy and G to pick between their cousin and their family member is tearing apart relationships that have existed since childhood, potentially destroying bonds that extend far beyond professional wrestling. The timing of Jacob's interview, coming immediately after the Usos' defeat when Roman was at his most vulnerable, reveals someone who was waiting for the perfect moment to inflict maximum emotional damage. The calculated cruelty of this timing shows that Jacob's betrayal was premeditated and designed to cause the most possible harm to Roman's reputation and psychological state. WWE management is reportedly in complete panic mode about this family conflict exploding into public view because it threatens to destroy one of their most valuable storylines and merchandising opportunities. The bloodline has been central to WWE's programming and revenue streams for years, and having it implode due to real family drama creates massive problems for their long-term business plans. Jacob's revelations have also raised serious questions about Roman's political influence within WWE and whether his position as a company favorite has made him arrogant and disconnected from the struggles of other family members. The suggestion that Roman has been using his backstage power selfishly rather than lifting up his relatives could damage his relationship with WWE executives as well as his family. Industry insiders are calling this one of the most shocking family betrayals in wrestling history, comparing it to legendary conflicts that destroyed other wrestling dynasties and changed the entire landscape of the business. The difference is that this drama is playing out in real time on social media and podcasts, making it impossible for WWE to control the narrative or protect their investment. The financial implications of this family implosion are staggering for WWE's programming and merchandising plans. The Bloodline has been one of their most profitable acts, generating millions in revenue from t-shirts, action figures, and other products tied to their success. Having the family destroy itself publicly threatens all of that income and forces the company to completely restructure their marketing strategies. Jacob's decision to make these attacks publicly rather than addressing his concerns privately with Roman demonstrates a level of disrespect and calculated malice that has shocked even cynical wrestling observers. The fact that he chose to destroy his cousin's reputation during a moment of family crisis reveals character flaws that may make reconciliation impossible. The wrestling community's reaction to this family warfare has been divided, with some fans supporting Jacob's right to speak his truth while others are disgusted by his willingness to attack family during a vulnerable time. The controversy has generated massive social media engagement but at the cost of potentially irreparable damage to real family relationships. Roman's private response to Jacob's betrayal has reportedly been intense and deeply personal, with sources saying he feels like everything he's worked to build over the past several years has been undermined by someone he trusted completely. The emotional trauma from this public humiliation may affect his confidence and performance for months or even years to come. The long-term consequences of this public family feud extend far beyond wrestling into their personal relationships and family dynamics that will affect them for the rest of their lives. When family members attack each other this viciously in public, the damage to trust and respect often proves irreparable regardless of future attempts at reconciliation. Quick question for the comments: do you think Jacob was justified in exposing Roman's alleged selfishness, or should family business stay private no matter what? Let me know your honest opinion below. And here's another one: can the Bloodline survive this level of internal warfare, or is this the beginning of the end for wrestling's most dominant family dynasty? Drop your predictions in the comments.